Hello, everyone. I am AJ with the Inspire Conference staff here in San Antonio, Texas, January 28th through the 30th. It is coming up so quickly. And today we were able to get Jeff here with us to chat, tell us all of the things. He's going to be talking about business law. He's going to be there throughout the conference, and we're going to ask him all of the questions today. So Jeff, would you be willing to introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about what it is you do?
Hey, Jay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Jeff Schick. So I'm extremely excited about this conference that y'all and Amy have put on, because I think it's truly going to be inspiring. The level of interactivity, the speaker lineup, it's really going to help people develop lasting businesses that they can exit from for really good multiples. And that's what I'm really excited about. So along that line, I guess that's a cool way to introduce myself. I'm an attorney for Amazon sellers and other e-commerce businesses. We also work with a variety of bricks and mortar businesses too, but really our bread and butter is the e-commerce, and helping take kitchen table entrepreneurs all the way to becoming big brands that can exit into a real, either show up on the wall, like the shelves at PetSmart or Walmart, which is one of the brands I've worked with that is now at PetSmart, or maybe even being sold to major companies to become part of their portfolio. So that's kind of what how I'd introduce myself. That's my claim to fame, is that I really enjoy helping entrepreneurs with all the steps along that journey.
So, I love that. It feels almost like you're a Sherpa for this journey. And I love that tagline of kitchen entrepreneurs of growing, because we all start somewhere, but sometimes there's these steps along our journey that we're just where do I go next? What does this look like? Because that can feel so overwhelming.
It can, especially if because a lot of times people start so small and then it just, I can remember it literally happening overnight with my business when I was in law school, and it going from being just this little online thing where I'm selling pet supplies on Amazon, and then all of a sudden in 1 month it just taking off, and just going to the next level and working every weekend. It just took off. It's just and of course during when that happened, I learned firsthand about why law was so important, which is why I'm excited to talk about it, because during that month we had an account suspension with Amazon, which first ever account suspension, had to get reinstated. Then we had a lady reach out to us because one of the products I sold caught on fire in her house. So I learned, it was, and then we got contacted by another brand with a cease and desist letter. So it was quite the month for things taking off. But it's it highlights all the things I help sellers with now on a daily basis. And I'd say that is the pivotal point in my career of making me realize, I don't want to go into corporate law and work at some big law firm on a 30th floor. I want to work with people just like me day in and day out and help them make a difference.
Yeah. Instead of just climbing the 30 floors, you can just do that on the stair stepper later and set your own hours.
Exactly.
I'd be curious. Can you talk a little bit about what that month was? Because that seems like a lot of things. That feels like door shutting. That feels like this, oh, this isn't working. Maybe I should go. What was that month like for you in navigating through it?
It was March of 2017. And it was
that's just a minute ago.
It was when everything really pivotally changed. But I think it became a lot of people, I think, would be discouraged. And I took it and I was well, this is I kind of looked at it and I was I have two choices. I can either just feel bad for myself and mope about this, or I was or I could start talking to my professors, learn how law plays a role in everything that I'm facing right now, and actually was able to utilize them to help navigate it and basically shape the direction I was going in. And it that was the pivotal thing that changed me on how I was on my course of action. And I realized that I was gonna set my sights on this whole e-commerce thing and make it work and see how it goes.
Yeah. That's neat, because there's so many different facets of law that you can go into, so that this thing was just and we're going this way. You're going to be speaking about business law at Inspire Conference. And I feel sometimes as entrepreneurs, we get really nervous when law comes up or numbers comes up, and these details that are intrinsic to running a business, but can feel very scary sometimes. Can you talk about what you're going to be talking about and maybe a misconception people have about business law?
So absolutely. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is how to build your brand from a legal perspective for success. So I'm going to be talking about intellectual property. and why you want to protect your brand with design patents, utility patents, trademarks, copyrights, all those things, because those add value. Every copyright or trademark you get may cost money, but it's adding commas onto the valuation of your business and something that you
Mm,
can sell in the future. Because when a company buys your brand, they're not buying the idea of selling it on Amazon. They're buying your intellectual property and your goodwill and what makes you different from the
mm,
Chinese knockoff competitor that you've got coming against you on Amazon. So if you want
yeah.
to fight against those people and win, you've got to have a strong intellectual property portfolio. So I'm going to be talking about IP, talking about LLCs and how it protects your family so that you're not building this huge thing that has some product catch on fire that makes it all go up in smoke like I almost experienced. Everything. So what I want to do is talk about the legal tips that sellers need to know that makes it realize that law is not scary.
Mm,
It's there to protect you and to actually help you. So my practice is really broad, and we work on everything from suspensions to helping entrepreneurs set up their companies correctly in case they get sued for asset protection purposes, to helping build their brand with intellectual property. Those are all facets of our law firm, things we
mm,
work on a daily basis. So what I want to talk to sellers about is, what does all that mean? Because right now it probably sounds like grief, but I want them to realize that it's really not that scary. And it's also not that expensive, because a lot of people think that you're like, oh, it's a lawyer, it must be super expensive.
yeah.
And actually not that, it's really not that much when you think about it, compared to compared to doing nothing, putting your head in the sand. So, and how
Yeah.
much you get back from doing it right when you go to sell your business.
Mm. That's a really good insight. And especially how applicable, like whether you're talking about copyright or having like IPs or LLCs, like wherever you're at in your journey, there's something for you in Jeff's presentation on business law that you can get out and apply to your business that day. Not even mentioning that, but Jeff's going to be there throughout the whole conference. So if you're like,
Exactly.
Jeff, you said this thing, and I'm not quite sure how that applies to my specific business. He's going to be at the mentor luncheon. He's going to be at the mentor speed night. He's going to be there throughout the conference. So you can be like, hey, let me ask this question real quick. And he's so warm and open hearted and encouraging about his business and what he does that he wants you to succeed, which I really appreciate, Jeff. So, like, that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
But
And
what would you suggest people ask you specifically in relation to their business?
I mean, really, like, we try, like, our law firm's motto is that we're Earth's most seller-centric law firm. And so that means that, like, there's no question that we can't answer. If you come
Mm,
to us, we might not know the answer, but we'll know where to send you. So, like, I had somebody recently contact me about how they were being sued for antitrust over review manipulation by one of their competitors, which a lot of people don't realize, that review manipulation can be a federal and a state issue if
mm,
somebody sues you over it. And so I don't personally deal with that. Like, that's not my level of stuff. Like, I know the law, but I'm not there when you start actually get sued. But, like, I was able to be a resource and tell him, hey, first contact your insurance carrier, and then
mm,
second, here's some different law firms that specialize in antitrust to reach out for. So I try to be a connector. So, like, if we can't handle it ourselves, I'll either connect you to somebody, I'll connect you to someone who can, or tell you where to look for the right information. So there's really no question people should be afraid to come talk to me. And the best thing is anything someone talks to me about is totally confidential. It's attorney-client
mm.
privilege. So there's
Yeah.
no such thing with me as a stupid question, because I'm not allowed to repeat it. So you don't have to worry about it.
You're like, this will not end up as like my Christmas dinner conversation of like, did you know what she asked me? Would you believe? And I
No,
mean,
yeah,
we've
exactly.
all we've all been there too. Like being like, okay, this might sound like a dumb question, or this might sound like a stupid question, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you stick to what you don't know, and I like what you said earlier about like sticking your head in your sand, like ignorance is not bliss. Like knowledge is best. Like you have to know the things to move your business forward. Otherwise, you can get frozen, you can get sued, you can get stuck, like,
Yeah,
and then you're
there's
in a bad situation. Yeah,
yeah,
entirely.
so many things that can happen that people don't think about, and so that's my goal, is just to help give the insights for
Huh.
sellers.
Oh, I love that. And for our last question, I'd love to know because our theme is inspire. What
Yeah.
has been inspiring you lately?
So what's inspiring me lately? AJ and I talked about it a little bit earlier, is that I've actually started focusing on my personal time and taking time for myself while still helping sellers. So I still work probably 7 days a week helping sellers because I can't just tell a seller when they come to me on Sunday at 7 p.m. and that their account's suspended. I can't be like, no, I'm sorry, come to me at 8 a.m. Like, no, I still will get on the phone with them and talk to them. But I'm taking more time personally to do hobbies. So I'm finding new hobbies to work on, spending time with family. We've got a puppy that's now about to turn 2. So like really focusing on things beyond just work. So that way it helps me stay sane, and it actually helps me deliver better results for helping sellers because I have that time to think about their cases and everything else.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to hear all of the hockey things. And Jeff, can you tell
Yes.
everybody where they can find you as well on the socials and on the Facebook?
Yeah. So I actually have a cool new Facebook page. So hopefully it'll be linked here because I linked Inspire on it, but it's facebook.com / Schick Jeff, Schick, and then Jeff, Jeff, no underscores or anything like that. And that's my page. Also, you can find us, Jeff at Ecom Attorneys is my email address, and ecomattorneys.com is our law firm's website.
Cool. Fabulous. Thank you for coming on with us today. And friends, we hope that you join Jeff and I at Inspire Conference. It's going to be
Absolutely.
a conference.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet everybody there. It's going to be really inspiring and really forward thinking. So I can't wait.
It's going to be full of goodness. If
Yes.
you are looking for a way to invest in your business and take it to the next level, come join us here in San Antonio, Texas, January 28th through the 30th. We'll see you there.
Awesome.